The new Honda Civic Type R British touring car machine took to the track for the first time in Spain on Tuesday. The car, which has been built by Team Dynamics, ran at the Parc Castelloli circuit, just outside Barcelona, at lunchtime. Drivers Matt Neal, a three-time BTCC champion, and new signing Dan Kamish, will share a car for testing duties for the remainder of the week. Neal said, "This next-generation Honda Civic Type R is fantastic and the guys have pulled out all the stops to get us to this point. If the car goes as fast as it looks, then we'll be in great shape this season." Kamish has joined the team for 2018 in place of WTCR-bound Gordon Shedden. Kamish said, "It's really exciting to see the new car in the flesh, in full racing trim, and it's really something special. Sitting in the cockpit for the first time will be a really proud moment for me." The car, designated the FK8, will race for the first time at the opening round of this year's campaign at Brands Hatch on April 8. It is the fifth different version of the Honda that Team Dynamics has built since it became a Honda factory-supported team in 2010. Team Dynamics team manager James Rogers said an intensive testing program was planned ahead of its competition debut. Rogers said, "It's been a massive effort by the team over the off-season to transition to the new Honda Civic Type R, and to see all of those hours' labor bear fruit is just a fantastic feeling. The car provides an excellent platform to work with, and we're sure it'll prove a potent package when it hits the track in anger at Brands Hatch." Dynamics is sharing the track with several other BTCC teams, including Motor Base Performance, MD Tuning and Eurotech Racing.
The Tesla Model 3 is an enjoyable car to drive, but some features disappoint, said Consumer Reports on Wednesday, after testers drove the car for the first time. The Model 3 offers taut handling, a fantastic driver's seat position, and the quick acceleration electric powertrains are known for, the publication said in its report. The car's glued to the road handling impressed testers, and its driver assistance system, Autopilot, did a good job of keeping the car between lane lines. But testers criticized certain features, such as an overly stiff ride, and door handles that are unnatural and awkward to use. The large screen over the center console that controls nearly everything in the car also forces drivers to look away from the road. Consumer Reports said, if ever there were a car that needed a head-up display, it's the Model 3 inches. Further testing may tell whether the screen is the future, or just a gimmick, it continued. As it usually does when reviewing cars, Consumer Reports anonymously purchased a test car from Tesla, which, at $59,000, is much more expensive than the vehicle's $35,000 base price. This is in part because Tesla began early production with more expensive versions of the sedan, and because Consumer Reports prepaid for added features Tesla plans to roll out. Consumer Reports will continue to test the car in the coming weeks and will provide a full review and rating once complete.
In contrast with Ford, Chevy is still all in on V8s for its full-size pickups, but don't take this to mean that the Silverado's engines are low-tech. The 5.3 and 6.2-liter V8s offered in the 2019 Silverado offer a new fuel-saving technology that can shut off 7 cylinders at once. This system is called Dynamic Fuel Management, and it's as interesting as its name is boring. Jason Fenske of Engineering Explained tackles dynamic fuel management, explaining how it works, and why specifically it saves fuel. In the Silverado's V8s, all of the valves are attached to deactivation arms, which can be moved by a locking pin. With the locking pin pushed all the way out, the valves operate normally, but when retracted, the valves are kept shut, effectively deactivating the cylinder. The engine management system decides how many cylinders are deactivated and when this occurs. The advantage here is a reduction in pumping losses. Basically, It's more efficient to use one cylinder to make a certain amount of power than it is to have multiple do the same work.
The current road-going Honda Civic Type R looks like teenage anger bottled up into a car body, leaving people split on how they feel about its looks. But it didn't take a new generation for the Type R to put on some adult clothes. It just took making it into a race car. This Type R will compete in the British Touring Car Championship this season, and, according to a press release from the series, it's testing in this all-black look until livery unveilings at the end of March. But without a racing scheme, it's easy to see just how much better the race car looks compared to the street car. This Type R looks like it has that same, unending anger. It's just learned how to put on the poker face and get its revenge more creatively than it did in the teen years. The BTCC race car looks calmer, with its wide-bodied fender flares seeming to slump the car into a more relaxed stance along the ground. The nose of the car really does skim lower to the pavement too.
Congress was demanded that quiet cars like the electric and hybrid cars should emit some sound when they are moving at a certain speed, and it looks like we might finally have a date for it. One of the reasons why this demand was made was because these vehicles can't be heard, especially at lower speed, and this could be dangerous for the pedestrians, blinds or other road users, as they won't be able to hear the vehicle approaching. The regulation was supposed to be finalized by 2014, but it was pushed back, and now, the deadline has been extended to 2020. It was also decided that vehicles will need to emit sounds up until 18.6 miles. That means that future electric vehicles like those coming from Tesla and Nissan won't be able to remain quiet anymore. Regulators are still considering the request from automakers to allow them to include a few sound options for the owners to pick from.
Few names in Chevy lore carry as much weight as Yenko. Yenko Chevrolet in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, was known for producing some of the sweetest and most sought-after muscle cars of all time, including some tuned Camaros and Corvairs. Now Specialty Vehicle Engineering is offering an 800 horsepower supercharged Yenko SC Chevy Silverado, a quick follow-up to its 1000 horsepower Yenko Stage 2 Camaro. The Yenko name dates all the way back to 1929, when a man named Frank Yenko opened a Durant dealer in Pennsylvania. That dealer eventually folded, but Yenko followed it up a few years later with two Chevrolet dealerships, the second of which was run by Yenko's son Don. That's the dealer that built all the hot rods and muscle cars. Yenko business was sold in 1982, though the name has cropped up a few times over the years, licensed by various shops. The Silverado follows the same formula as most other Yenko branded products. The truck uses a 6.8-liter GMLT1 V8 with an aluminum block, a forged steel crank and connecting rods, forged aluminum pistons, ported heads, an upgraded fuel system and a tune. The Coup de Grace is a custom supercharger that brings the total engine output to 800 horsepower, though there isn't a torque figure listed. Other performance upgrades include stainless steel headers, high-flow cats, stainless steel exhaust, 6-piston Brembo brakes, 22-inch torque thrust-style wheels with Michelin rubber and lowered suspension, 2 inches up front, 5 inches in the rear. Visually, the Yenko SC Silverado gets Yenko cowl and side stripes, an SYC graphic on the hood, Yenko badges on the grille, door and tailgate, and some other 800 horsepower and 6.8-liter badges and crests. Now, this package isn't cheap. It's $46,995 on top of the price of a regular cab Silverado. There are even a few options, including a painted supercharger or some extremely sweet houndstooth seats. The truck does come with a 3-year/36,000-mile limited warranty. There will only be a handful built, so get your $10,000 deposit ready.
Honda unveiled its 2018 Clarity plug-in hybrid sedan and a prototype of its 2019 Insight vehicle at the 2018 Chicago Auto Show. Continental Honda said the 2018 Clarity features a 1.5-liter, four-cylinder engine that generates up to 103 horsepower. The 5-seat, mid-size sedan also includes a permanent magnet synchronous AC motor that creates 181 horsepower, bringing the total output to 212 horsepower. The new Clarity offers the base and touring trim levels, which come with their own set of features. The 2019 Honda Insight is a 5-seat hybrid sedan and is the newest model of the Insight vehicle that was introduced in 1999. The newest Insight has a 2-motor hybrid system with a 1.5-liter Atkinson cycle, 4-cylinder engine paired to an electric propulsion motor and lithium-ion battery pack. Features of the 2019 Insight include forward collision warning, lane departure warning, collision mitigation braking, heated front seats, push-button start, leather seating and road departure mitigation.